The Tao Daily Tarot is just around the corner, but let's do a little heads up action. For the second time in about 3 or 4 days, co create. That is the main energy, the main frequency operating in your life right now. Who are you co creating with? Well, it could be somebody else, could be with you, but if you want to make the magic, pay attention to these two cards. The whole story coming up in a moment. Well, hello and welcome again to the Tao Daily Tarot. Glad to have you with me again today. It's fun doing tarot together. Whether you're a first timer, long timer, cross watcher, makes no difference. This is a different approach to tarot. This is an approach that focuses on you, giving you control, giving you the information to navigate your life. How do we do this? What separates us? Well, archetypal readings. We read the images from the card. We do 8 to a maximum of 10 cards from 4 decks. That's it. Because this is the Tao. It is very simple, very basic, very clean, very direct. And I focus on energies. I do not do predictions. And in fact, I focus on the main core energy happening as you are watching this. Doesn't get complicated. Remember, this is the Tao, so it's a single moving, motivating energy. So the message is clear. Think of it as an energetic weather report. You are getting an understanding of what the energy, the main energy is in your life as you're watching this. And just like a weather report, that allows you to navigate the day, to prepare, not depend on somebody else, but to take this energy and apply it to your life. I also do a hyper shuffle. I'll show you that. And I try to get the reading in about 10 minutes. Sometimes we go 11, maybe 12, but that's it. Again, short, sweet, to the point. The Tao Daily Tarot. That is meant to empower you. Alrighty, let's do the hyper shuffle. I mentioned it. And there you go. The Tao Daily Tarot. Let's get to it, huh? This is the Oracle card. We've had this just a couple of days ago. Co-create. The idea of working with some other person, some other aspect of your personality. The main energy is that you are co-creating. The question is, with whom? Is it with someone else? Something else? Or a part of you? I would always choose to figure, when I'm doing these readings, it is another aspect of you that needs to be incorporated. It hasn't been. It's been separated from you for a long time. And it's time to reincorporate that part of you, because it's very, very important. You are, I believe, co-creating with yourself. We move to the energy of the Ace of Swords. Some thought, some idea, some inspiration. And that may be why you need to co-create with yourself. Think of it like a battery. You have a positive and a negative pole, right? When those two are connected, you get a charge. That's why I think this is co-creating with yourself. You create that spark, that inspiration, that thought, that idea. Ace of Swords. Critical, very, very important, because that gets you moving to the dance of change, as I call it, the Two of Pentacles. Pentacles, of course, are things that you value. A lot of people value money, unfortunately. It has its place, there's no question. But there are a lot of other things that are important as well. And so with this Two of Pentacles, you are trying to balance, okay, I've paid attention to this thing. I've made it very important. Maybe it's not as important as I thought. Maybe this other thing. Stop and think about your values. You know, it could be your health. Yes, it could certainly be your wealth. It could be your kids. It could be milk chocolate. What's important to you? You are rebalancing your priorities based on some sort of an inspiration as you co-create with yourself. We move to the energy of the Tower. I do not read this as being something overwhelmingly large. Although it's important, Towers are change. Either we are the ones who initiate it, or the change comes from the universe and is forced upon us. If it's forced upon us, it becomes much more painful. If we're open to the idea of the tower, of change, then it is much less problematic. But there's something that has to come to an end. There's something that you just have to cut out, or it will be cut out for you. And I think that's the idea of the co-creation kind of situation. Because at this point, the final energy from pushing, pulling, Eight of Swords. I hate this one. God, I hate this one. Because here, you see this, what appears to be a gal, a female, lady, surrounded by swords, surrounded by her thinking, surrounded by her words. And yet she's standing in a stream, her emotions. So there is some sort of a conflict there between what she's feeling and what she's thinking, and she feels trapped. And yet, as you see, no swords in front of her. She can take off the blindfold. She can probably let loose of the stuff around her, tying her up, and just walk. In fact, she doesn't even have to unloose anything. Just step forward. But her thinking is preventing her from reaching her emotions. And that conflict is virtually putting her into a kind of mental prison, co-creation, thoughts, feelings. Maybe that's what you're working with, your thoughts and feelings, kind of blending them. And with that idea, we go to the first magnifier card, the Knight of Wands. Yes, passion. And Knight of Wands, if it was upside down, if we were doing upside down things, or reversals as they're called, he could be a bit of a pain. He could be very charming, very courageous, but a bit of a player, no question about it. In this case, I don't see that. What I do feel is that there's confidence, there's passion, there's adventure. That's what you're doing. We were just showing this gal having a conflict with emotions and thinking. Because with that conflict, there is no enthusiasm in her life, no passion in her life, no adventure in her life. And the Knight says it is time. We move to the second magnifier card, Five of Swords. Again, here we are. We're talking about thinking. We're talking about words. And a Five of Swords is a hollow victory, right? No integrity, power-hungry, conflict, fighting for the sake of fighting. And you notice there, he's holding all these swords, claiming victory when he has done nothing. Nothing. It's an empty, hollow nothing. And maybe that's how you feel about your life. Maybe, I got to change my thinking. I've been battling my thoughts and coming up with nothing. Maybe it's time for a change. Maybe it's time to change my thinking, my outlook. And you do that, of course, with your feelings. That is the co-creating part. Blending feelings and thoughts can create a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of positivity. We move now to the vice versa cards, and we find the Tower. The Tower, the magic eye, the Tower. Again, the second Tower tells me that something has to be brought down. And the magic eye there, the all-knowing eye, says you know what needs changing in your life. You know how to blend your thoughts and your feelings together. For some reason, either outside forces or inside force, you're not doing it. And to the extent that you fight it, the Tower activity will be that much more uncomfortable, because it's time for you to kill the stinking thinking. There is something about your thinking that is pessimistic, that is not positive, that is not hopeful. You feel stuck. You see the sun back there blacked out. There can be brightness in your life. There can be beauty in your life, but you have to kill the negativity. You have to blend your emotions and your thoughts more harmoniously. You know what you have to do. It's really, really clear. And if you do that, you make magic. You literally transform your life. You turn it into the positive enthusiastic, optimistic life that you're missing, that you haven't had in a while. Could be a year or two, or maybe your whole life. But what you are doing literally, and I'm very convinced about it now, is you are co-creating with yourself, blending emotion and thought so that you can perform magic in your life and bring back a positive, enthusiastic life. If you choose not to, well, we know what the outcome is, don't we? And this will force you into that mode, but it will be very uncomfortable. Good reading for we got the full moon in Aquarius coming up in just a little bit, day or two, huh? Very, 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 very powerful. This is what the whole point of this Tao Daily Tarot reading is like. This is the energy, co-creation in your life. Please take advantage of it. Also, please like, subscribe, and if you can, even share this. And every time you come to the Tao Daily Tarot site, please hit like or the thumbs up, I think is what it is now, because it's very important for the folks at YouTube to see those kinds of things. I would appreciate it as I'm trying to grow the channel. So that's it, huh? Co-create. That is the main energy in your life right now. Use it. So between now and the next time you and I talk tarot together, you know it's always the same. I wish you nothing but blessings.